Cortical areas, these patacortical areas. The cortical area contains the follicles. These are primary follicles. Normally they are not seen unless they have transformed into secondary follicles by this presence of an infection or antigen foreign material. And they have center, follicular center. It's called follicular center. It is comprising of centrocytes, centroblast and dendritic cells, antigen presenting cells, and surrounded by a zone of small mature B lymphocytes is called mental zone. Then this paracortical area that have high endothelial granules and T lymphocytes. Then this medullary cord that have plasma cells and macrophages, and this medullary sinus. This is a diagrammatic picture how the B lymphocytes is getting matured, getting activated in the follicles. This is one B lymphocytes entering into the follicles. Then there are several types of morphological change. Then finally it becomes an activated one, and they proliferate into two lines. One is effector cells, one is the plasma cells. Memory cells. One is the effector cells, is called plasma cell. Similarly, the T lymphocytes also undergoes similar changes, effector cells and the memory cells. And T lymphocytes for this activation always requires the presentation of the antigen by either by the B lymphocytes or macrophages or any other antigen presenting cells having this MHC molecule. These are B cell differentiation expressing the different type of antigens. During the maturations, they acquire the different type of antigens. There is immunoglobulin expression, initial IgM, then D, then G and A type on the surface of the cells, and in the same times this expression of the other antigens on the cell surface occurs gradually. Initially the CD19, then CD10 that is present mainly in the immature cells. The plasma cells are absent. In plasma cells they are absent. Then CD20 and CD38 that is present only in plasma cells. Because these things are important when we are going for immunohistochemistry, and thereby we are giving the treatment. Now this is one normal lymph node structure, but I showed you on the pictorial diagram. This is the cortex having this normal secondary follicles, and this is the paracortical area. This is the area where the B lymphocytes usually homing site of B lymphocyte, and this is the homing site of T lymphocytes. So this is one follicle of a pale looking area where there is activation of the cells and the proliferation of the cells. That is looks activated cells are always they are big in size and blast. They are called blast. That's why they are pale in size. Then there is mature B cells covering these follicles. This is called mental cells, mental zone. 3 to 5 cell layers on this mental zone is present. So the mental cell lymphoma that arises from this mental zone. So normal morphology is very important for identification of this mental cell lymphoma because it may be of three types. Thus there may be a increase in this mental cell zone. This is one variety. Then there may be just nodule with residual secondary follicle, or there may be diffuse loss of architecture. So the normal morphology is very important for the diagnosis of lymphoma. This is a schematic diagram. So where the B and the T cells lymphoma arises. I said that the cortex is the B cell zone. So any B cell lymphocytic lymphoma or leukemia arises from the cortex. So follicular lymphoma, Burkitt's lymphoma, all these are B cell type. They arises from the follicle because they are high grade blastic lymphoma. So they are arising from the proliferative center. Then in this mental cell lymphoma, they are small size lymphocytes, mature lymphocytes. They are arising from the mental zone area of the follicle. Then these are the medullary cords, where we have mature lymphocytes, B and T cell lymphocytes along with plasma cells. So any lesions involving these mature B and lymphocytes and plasma cells, they are arising from this medullary cords areas. And I said the paracortical area, the T areas. So T cell lymphoma arising from the paracortical area, like there is syndromycosis fungoides or peripheral T cell lymphoma. Now, lymphoma, there are so many classification systems. So one classification, initially there was Rappaport classification system which was started with the beginning. Then there are so many classification has come. Then working for formulation classification, it has importance because still it has some importance because it gives denotes the three grades of lymphoma. It's divided the lymphoma in low, intermediate, and high grade. The low grade lymphoma, they are usually thought indolent lymphoma, and the intermediate and high grade lymphoma, they are thought as the aggressive lymphoma. If we see the survival curve, the high grade lymphoma, they have the median survival is very less. However, it has many limitations. So this was replaced by real classification and in 1994, and which was again replaced by WHO classification, which is existing right now in 2001. And this real classification and some of the fault was corrected by WHO classification in 2001, which was mainly due to the importance of the cell of origin, whether it is a B cell origin or whether it is T cell origin, along with the cytogenetics and molecular morphology at the level of molecule or cytogenetics, along with immunohistochemistry that helps in the treatment of the patient. So according to the WHO classification, so the lymphomas are divided into two categories of B cell lymphoma and T cell lymphoma. There is a big list. So metastatic lymphoma is a B cell lymphomas. However, the type of the therapy is based on the pathology. So